So can we ask, there's always the risk of a grid collapse. This is what we hear in the newspapers when states have overdraw of power in the summer months or during election months.
Yes.
Can the smart grid actually save this from happening and penalize or shut off those states, from tapping in extra power? Is that possible?
Yeah, here the question again, the same issue which I said. Today, if one state is throwing more power, is because they themselves do not know exactly what is the consumption, who is consuming what. So if you have control on that, actually this happens only in few hours of the day. 24 hours there is no overflow. So that peak load distribution, if you are able to do, there have been demand side management issues in many places which failed, because if I have money I still switch on all the ACs in my house, I don't care. But how to incentivize people who are going to participate in these programs, and also penalize, instead of the utility, incentivize and penalize consumers. That is possible through a smart grid. If UP state is throwing, it's because they have to keep the systems on under pressure. But if individual consumers have been incentivized to turn off power guzzling appliances during peak hours of shortage, the program will work much efficiently. The grid stability will be maintained. I'll tell you the example of the smart grid. The Department of Energy US, along with industry stakeholders, promoted a first smart grid pilot program in America, in Washington State. It's called Olympic Peninsula. For the last 3 years, it's already real-time settlement. According to supply-demand gap or imbalances, the price increases or decreases. So people are instantaneously informed what is the price. Today, irrespective of the supply-demand gap, in most part of the world, people pay a flat rate throughout the month, 3 rupees or 2 rupees per unit of electricity. But when the gap is more, the commodity is in shortage, if the price is high, people tend to save that.
Right.
Or you need not switch on your washing machine at peak hour, or dishwasher at the peak hour, or many of the things can be done in the afternoon or in the late night off peak time. So in Olympic Peninsula, it's called Gridwise project, which is the first smart grid pilot which is working. The consumers there are informed of the real price on the network. So they set the thermostat according to the price, which is possible here too in India or in any other part of the world. All it requires is that the key to the first major milestone to a smart grid is the intelligent meter, or a smart meter with a two-way communication. And the meter can again, as a gateway, talk to appliances, which is very cheap. Wireless communication, Zigbee RF communication from the meter to appliances like air conditioner or dishwasher or pump set, which is only another $5. A Zigbee chip onto an air conditioner. The meter, depending on the meter, is always in control with the control center of the utility, and two-way communication with the utility. Utility directly can turn off the air conditioner instead of switching off the light or the entire power supply to the meter. So this is possible anywhere. Technology already exists. It's only this cannot be done by one agency. It's a complete cooperation and collaboration of policymakers, the utility, the consumers, the industry, to make this change happen, and it will happen very soon.
What we are really saying is that there is a flow of electrons from the utility to the household or any consumer, and there is a reverse flow of information that goes to the utility, which will be enabled by your smart grid.
Yes.
In that case,
IBM
smart grid?
No,
any smart
grid.
So in that case, is it possible, say, there's always a problem with last mile connectivity, so is it possible for the smart grid to also convey the internet and telephony right into your homes?
Everything. And earlier, why smart? Some of the technologies like automated meter management, these were all available even 10 years, 15 years before. but for which to have this communication flow, the information coming back from the consumer's meter or appliances back to the utility control room, there was to be a dedicated communication bandwidth. To establish that was very expensive in the good old days, but today there are multiple choice of wireless communication medium available, broadband available in most part of the world. So that can be used. Utility need not invest again into laying fiber onto the network or to establish new modes of communication. But at the same time, broadband on power line is a technology which is gaining acceptance for a utility automation. The broadband on power line, the same electrical wire can bring broadband signal to the house, which can be used for VoIP phone, for internet, and at the same time automating the smart grid technology, automating all the points in the network.